that every sentence can be divided into two parts, the subject and the predicate. So a ball rolls on the ground. In this sentence, a ball is the subject, whereas rolls on the ground is the predicate. So what is the subject and the predicate? The subject tells us who or what is performing the verb. It can be a noun or a pronoun or a group of words acting as a noun. And what does the predicate tell us? It tells us about the subject, and it always contains the verb. We have already learned how to divide a sentence into its subject and predicate. Today we are going to learn some more, especially when we have interrogative and exclamatory sentences. How are you? Now this is a question or an interrogative sentence. Now how do you find the subject in this case? So first we need to identify the verb. So the verb is are. Now if I rearrange this entire thing in a little different way, how would it be? If I said you are how? So the question is who are how? It is you. So you becomes the subject of the sentence. How are becomes the predicate of the sentence. So if the sentence is like this, it becomes a little difficult to find out the subject. So what you can do is just change the position of the words a little. So instead of how are you, as you are how, what would that be? Then you have the subject at the beginning of the sentence. So this verb are is performed by the pronoun you. So are how. This are is showing the state of the pronoun you. So how are becomes the predicate and you becomes the subject. Now if the question is who are you, then how do we do it? Well, we follow the same method. So the sentence can be rearranged as you are who. So what does that mean? So that means you are who, or in a little different way, this are is the verb and whose state are we talking about? So this are is showing the state of the pronoun you once again in this case. So the subject becomes you and who are becomes the predicate. So what do we need to note? We know the subject always gives an answer to who or what followed by the verb. But in case when we have who are you, this who is not the subject in this case. In this case, who are is the predicate, but you is the subject. So you need to understand what the sentence is trying to say in order to find out the correct subject of the sentence. Now look at this example. Who is hiding behind the curtain? Now in this case, what is the verb? Is hiding. Now if we question who is hiding behind the curtain, as in the sentence itself, so this verb is hiding is performed by this word who. So who is the subject in this case, whereas is hiding behind the curtain, this part becomes the predicate. So in the previous example we saw that who is not a part of the subject, it is forming the predicate, whereas in this case we have who as the subject, whereas the rest of the sentence becomes the predicate. So in a question, the word who may or may not be the subject. So we have to be very careful and see if who is performing the verb or not in order to understand whether who will be in the subject or in the predicate. What is your name? Now, can you tell me what is the subject and the predicate in this case? Well, what do we need to do first? Find out the verb. What is it? Is. Now if the sentence is, as we have said, try to rephrase it. Your name is what? So, is the verb which is performed by which words? Your name. Your name is what? So, what is what? In a way, that is, your name is what? So, your name here becomes the subject of the sentence. So, what is becomes the predicate of the sentence. So, once again you see that what, despite of it being the question that we ask to find out the subject in a sentence, here what is actually not the subject. Your name is the subject, what is the predicate. Now, also note, it's not just the name, not just this noun name, but also this possessive adjective your, because it's not just anybody's name. It is about whose name? It's your name. So, your name is the subject. Have you eaten breakfast? Again, here what do we see? What is the verb? Well, have eaten is the verb. So, the verb here has two parts, have and eaten. Now, if I ask, who have eaten breakfast? Now, rephrase this question. You have eaten breakfast? So, who has eaten breakfast? The answer will be you. So, you becomes the subject in the sentence. Have eaten breakfast becomes the predicate. So, something you need to note here is that here the subject is placed between the verbs. So, there are two parts of the verb, and in between the two parts of the verb, you have the subject. So, whenever a verb has more than one part, you will find the subject between the two if it is a question. What an intelligent boy he is. Now, this is an exclamatory sentence. You can see we have the exclamation mark at the end. Now, for this, how do we find the subject? It's not difficult. Again, what do we need to do? Let us rephrase it a bit. So, what does the sentence become? This is the same as saying, he is what an intelligent boy. So, what does the verb here? Is. Now, who is what an intelligent boy? The answer is he. So, here we also have another noun boy in this case, but this noun is not our subject. What is the subject? The subject is the pronoun he. So, he becomes the subject. What an intelligent boy is, the rest of it becomes the predicate. Now, you might question, why is boy not the subject of the sentence? This is because if I say he is what an intelligent boy, so boy is actually answering the question to he is what. So, when we find the subject, we always put the question who or what before the verb and not after the verb. If we place it after the verb, then we get something else. So, here too, he is what? In that case, we get the answer, an intelligent boy. So, boy is not the subject. But if I say, who is an intelligent boy? The answer is given by he. So, he becomes the subject of the sentence. How vast the ocean is. So, can you find the subject and the predicate in this case? Well, again, we follow the same rule. We need to rephrase it. The ocean is how vast. Now, here is the verb. Now, if I question what is how vast? Well, the answer will be the ocean. So, is, the verb is showing the state of the noun ocean. Therefore, the ocean becomes our subject. And as we know, the is the article modifying the noun ocean. Hence, we include the as well in the subject. So, the ocean becomes our subject and how vast is becomes the predicate. So, today we have learned how to find out the subject and the predicate in interrogative and exclamatory sentences. Now, you may find it a little difficult because the subject is not very easy to find out in such cases. So, what do we need to do? We need to rephrase it and turn it such that the subject comes at the beginning of the sentence and then find out the verb. Then question who or what with the verb and we will find out the answer to it. So, all you need to do is practice lots of exercises with interrogative and exclamatory sentences and in no time you will be able to master it. So, you will be easily able to find out the subject and the predicate in such cases. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can also register for free at DeltaStep.com or download the DeltaStep app to get all learning resources as per ICSE, CBSE, IB, Cambridge or any other curriculum. Over 5,000 amazing lectures across maths, science, English and social science. Our unique interactive video technology keeps you engaged and our iDictionary feature allows you to quickly revise any concept. Master each topic at your own pace with our adaptive practice technology and 1 million plus questions. Get instant answers and detailed solutions. Be exam ready by taking unlimited mock tests, performance analysis along with actionable feedback, personal tutors to resolve your slightest of doubts. That's not all. You can also win amazing prizes like PlayStation, iPad, watches and many more along with certificates through our Earn As You Learn program. So at DeltaStep, learning is not just fun and easy, it is rewarding too. So register for free now.